What happened by a total accident but changed your life completely? I went in on my day off work thinking I had a shift that day. I didn't, but they were short-staffed for the lunch rush, so I stayed for a few hours. I ran into my childhood friend who moved away 15 years prior. We are now married with kids. This is insane. Wow, congratulations. This kind of stuff is what makes me believe in soulmates. I made a left turn instead of a right turn when I noticed restaurant I liked had closed. I reopened it and 35 years later we are still going strong. It's not especially heartwarming, but it changed my life as well as my wife, my kids and 28 employees' lives. I have a similar story, but it was a boutique pet store, and I found it because I was in the area looking for someone's lost cat. It's a dog hotel now. Knocked on the wrong dorm room in college. A guy answered. He asked if I was there for the card game. I said sure, and ended up meeting an amazing girl. We've been together for 25 years. Yu-Gi-Oh! Close. Yuka. When I was younger, I had a neurological condition called hydrocephalus, which required me to have a shunt in my brain to keep me alive, and every few years it would break or get infected and have to be replaced. About 20 years ago I developed an infection that my neurosurgeon refused to take seriously, so it wasn't properly diagnosed for about 2 years after I moved away from that hospital and ended up in the ER. Long story short, thanks to some faulty medical equipment that by some weird coincidence wasn't doing its job properly, while I waited for surgery we discovered that I wasn't actually using my shunt and I didn't need it anymore. So surgery was cancelled, and once the infection cleared up I was sent home. It was a really awful couple years, but it ultimately gave me my life back. I'm now 15 years surgery free, and as much as I hate the way it happened, I wouldn't change a thing, because if it had happened any other way I would have just had another brain surgery, and then another, and so on. Went for a coffee with a friend before he went out to pitch a TV show in LA. He asked what I was up to and I mentioned the comic book I was planning to write. His pitch went well and the studio asked if he had any sci-fi ideas. He pitched my idea and a month later I was in LA with a bunch of agents and managers wanting to sign me. Has it been produced or is this current? Happy for you. We got close with that one and I worked in LA on and off for about a decade working on a lot of cool stuff that never got made, but I got paid very well, so can't complain. When COVID hit I started writing comics and have been doing that for a few years now. Have a new movie spec script planned for the new year, so I guess we'll be taking that out and see if anyone bites. That first thing was basically Ocean's 11 in space and it still gets dusted off every now and again. It's one of those things that everyone loves but never gets made. Interesting to hear a lot of stuff is worked on and never released. Never thought about that, but it's obvious. Haha. The water main leading into the house burst, requiring the contractors to lay a new pipe from the street into the first floor. I had to clear everything out, and then go get jugged water to last a week for a family of 4. I asked to take the afternoon off work so I could take care of this, and they said it would be a recoup for unexcused absence. This pissed me off to no end because I had recouped hundreds of thousands of dollars that my predecessor had lost, and generally unfucked their processes. Not really intending to quit, I rage applied to jobs just to blow off steam and landed a new job with a $30,000 pay boost, WFH, and complete schedule flexibility. Employers can be so incredibly idiotic when it comes to employee appreciation. Their response should have been, please take as much time as you need to care of your emergency and your family, and you probably would have been so relaxed and appreciative after that. You might have stayed 10 more years being underpaid there. WTF is wrong with these bosses? Instead, they would now have to go through advertising, recruitment and training. Thousands if not tens of thousands of dollars to get the new employee up to speed, when all they had to do was let an employee use a bit of time in lieu for an emergency. Idiocy. Accidentally accepted a friend request of my now husband thinking it's another guy I knew with a similar name. I was ignoring the request before, and the rest is history. Married 12 years now with 2 kids. The website was awkward. If any of you are old enough to remember it. I got into some trouble while very drunk. When I got sober I wrote a thank you note to someone who treated me really well and urged me to get help. He was friends with the editor of the local newspaper and thought my letter was well written. He asked if he could show her and I said yes, then kinda forgot about it. A few months later the editor came to find me to offer me a part-time job filling in for someone. I've been working in journalism ever since. The pay sucks but I love it. Subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.